Hello everyone, my name is Matthias. I'm here for the Eclipse data space community. So I work as a data space architect, and I want to tell you a little bit about the Eclipse data space components. So we started as a community-driven open source project under the Eclipse Foundation with many other companies. We want to start a data spaces with the free intellectual property rights under Apache 2.0 license. It should be a reference implementation for the new International Data Space Association Reference Architecture Model 4.0. We're also following the Gaia-X framework, trust framework and compliance framework. So we also built like a receipt how to reach that in your data space with a trust framework adoption. So behind this link, you will find more information how you can reach that. So it's modular as well extendable based on Java, Gradle and RESTful interfaces. So we have more than 50 plus contributors with more than 120 forks. So we have contributing companies, as you can see here on the website. On the right side, we have SAP, BMW, ZF Group, Fraunhofer, Daimler, Amadeus, and now GCP, AWS, Ionos, and Microsoft contributing their data planes as well, their deployment targets into this framework. I cannot more agree Anti's statement to standardization. It's really necessary. And as you can see, these things like a federated catalog is based on W3C catalog. We built on a sovereign data exchange. We have identity and trust. We provide many standardized methods here like OAuth 2.0, DApps, decentralized identity and verifiable credentials, and everything run on compliance. So we have 4 principles here for the multi-cloud federation. So it's one thing is identity. So each participant remains in control of their identity. Trust, each participant decided who to trust. Sovereignty, each participant decided under what policies their data is shared. And interoperability is also very important. Each participant remains in their control of their deployment of the EDC. And as you can see here, a quick overview. You see you have data consumer and data provider connected through the EDC connector. So running with offers. Before he can make an offer for this data, he can browse through a catalog. And after that offer is contracted with the contract management, you see, you can audit the data transfer here. And how that can fit together. So EDC has a flexible and modular system with Java, Gradle, and REST APIs, and the modules can be exchanged. So the registry is a central point for the data space. So we have multiple data spaces. You can publish your data. And then along this line, we started with a connector. And this is the reason why the Eclipse Data Space Connector started. And now we changed the name to Eclipse Data Space Components, because the connector alone is not enough. So we need federated catalogs, identity hubs, and registries. And what we also want to do, we are an open system. We want to integrate GXFS and other ones, like also Delta DAO. And there's other 17 implementation, IDSA implementation. So we also want to integrate them to make it more interoperable here. You can create custom modules, and existing modules you can easily extend because they are open source. You can fork your GitHub repository. Everything is fully decentralized, so you can have multiple identity hubs, multiple federated catalogs, but you also can bring that together and make a centralized catalog, centralized services out of that. We experience with our enterprise customers best practices. I want to share with you these best practices. The first step you need to take, you need to prepare the customers for data collaboration. So you need to set up a data landing zone for your enterprise. Maybe you know data meshes, and currently we are building data meshes with many customers. Who knows from the audience data meshes? Some of you. So I want to explain a little bit the idea behind the data meshes. Netflix started with data meshes because out of the need, they have decentralized production of their films with a huge amount of data. So they need a decentralized concept to do that. So they start to building data domains, as you can see here, data landing zones for corporation, for travel, for customers, and then they build in these domains data products. And you need to secure these data products. And on top of that, we want to place the Eclipse data space components or data spaces as all. So we place these components in a demilitarized zone. And here you find the data catalog, decentralized for each enterprise, a proxy and cache, and the data space connector and the identity hub. And you see this small little arrow here. For some use cases, you need a very low latency. So in this case, for example, for streaming or for IoT, you need to direct streaming from the landing zones to the customers here. And so it's very small, but you need to develop communications patterns for the connectors, for the data planes, for the data catalog, and for the identity hub. And this is something we do with our customers, and this is a preparatory step here. And then we define use cases. So we start user journeys into data spaces. So as you can see now in Catena-X, they are factories, they're connected with the EDC, and you see this Catena-X federated operating environment is set in every of these EDC here. So it's not a centralized, it's a decentralized concept. And we also start with business discussions now. So you need a big vision. And so we developed here a Figma data space vision, so you can start with. So if you go to this link, you will find also a download, so you can start with your journey. So it is totally unspecifically EDC. So it's only for a data space in this case. Okay, then this demonstrator is more for the business view, and the minimum viable data space is a good starting point for developers. We also faced with the challenge here to bring all these things together. They are like Lego stones. They are disconnected from each other. You can say You can do everything with that, but it's very hard to start for developers. So we said, okay, how we guide the developers. So we created a CE/CD pipeline, so you can start in GitHub, fork your minimum viable data space and start with that. In 5 minutes, you have a instance up and running, and as you can see here, you have then 3 participants in 5 minutes, and you can start to work with this MVD. And here you see how it looks like. There are 3 dashboards, user interfaces, and you can see here is like you have a catalog browser, you have contracts, you have transfer histories, contract definitions, policies, and assets. So it's cover many of these scenarios already. So what you have in this minimum viable data space, you have one central registration service with the W3C DID and verifiable credential identity hub. They also give you a Gaia X self-description. It deploys 3 companies with a data space connector, with a dashboard, so a user interface, with a decentralized federated catalog, and each of these company as well has also an identity hub. And everything run on App Insights, so you also can replace it with other open telemetry tools like Grafana and Prometheus. Yeah, thank you.